I can use as a great example the election of 2000, where Al Gore won young voters by, I believe it was 2 or 3 points. And he won senior citizens by about 2 or 3 points. And George W. Bush won middle-aged voters by about 2 or 3 points. And that was enough. There was almost no generational gap in that election. If you walked out of a polling place and told me your age, it would give me almost no information about who you voted for. Nowadays, if you walk out of a polling place and tell me your age, it tells me a lot about who you might vote for. There have been plenty of times in modern American history when young voters have broken for Republicans, when young voters have voted about the same way as seniors, where there hasn't been generational polarization. So the result of an election like in 2008, with young voters breaking 2-1 for Obama, that was historic. And the other thing that I would hear from Republican consultants a lot around that time was, well, this is just an Obama effect. They're just really excited because it's a young president who seems to represent this future that they're excited about. But that doesn't mean that they're Democrats. It just means that they're Obama voters. It doesn't mean that they're progressive or anything else. But as you mentioned in the selfie vote, I trace it back before Obama was even really on the scene. That midterm in 2006, which is when Pelosi became speaker for the first time. If you look at the exit polls from that, you see young voters breaking for Democratic candidates by, I believe it was close to 20 points, if I'm remembering correctly. And if you looked back at exit polls as far back as I could find in any kind of election, midterm or regular, I could not find an election where there had been such a big generation divide, where young voters had broken so heavily for one candidate.